According to Treisman, attention makes non-focused inputs less salient. Again, according to Treisman, attention makes non-focused inputs less salient. Gestalt psychology is the type of psychological viewpoint that asserts that objects are viewed as organized wholes. Bottoms-up processing describes physical properties of stimuli that are received by sensory registers, and such information is passed to working memory for comparisons with information with long-term memory to assign meanings. According to Phi phenomenon, subjective experiences cannot be explained by using objective elements as a reference. According to Estes, learning of any given item is an all or none character. The principle of common direction suggests that elements appearing to constitute a pattern or flow in the same direction are perceived as a figure. So we might want to explore that a little bit. According to Ebbinghaus, the three factors that influence the speed of learning items are meaningfulness of items, the degree of similarity, and length of time separating study trials. So again, it would be the meaningfulness of items, the degree of similarity, and the length of time separating study trials. As you can see. In free recalling, the learner can recall a list in any order. In categorical clustering, the tendency to group increases with the number of repetitions. With nonsense syllables, when does confusion occur? Well, it occurs when the identical letters are used in different positions. Schunk contends that the brain, I don't want to do that one, never mind. Declarative memory involves remembering events and experiences. Schema is a structure that organizes large amounts of information into meaningful systems or a meaningful system, more likely. When two experiences are close together, the recall of one experience activates the other experience. This shows that the long-term memory is represented in associative structures. So again, when two experiences are close together, the recall of one experience activates the other experience. This shows that short-term memory is represented in associative structures. What type of episodic memory includes information associated with particular times and places that is personal and autobiographical. Let's get see there. The three aspects of paired associate learning are discrimination among stimuli, learning the responses, and learning which responses accompany the stimuli. Judge Judy Mean, and that should be in quotations, that whole phrase, is an example of subject-predicate link. Schemas, again, are large networks that represent the organizational form of objects, persons, and events. Hammer nail is more apt to, wrong spelling there, to be recognized faster in word identification than nail golf. An word identification test than nail golf. Let's look at all the errors here. A hammer is more apt to bring, so there's a spelling error, to be recognized, ed, that's a grammatical past tense error, faster in word in a word, so a should be there, word identification test than nail golf. This is a hypothesis supporting spreading activation. Just want to let you know I do understand grammar. Okay. In learning skills, learners must represent the sequence of actions in the form of declarative knowledge. Now, I think this is pertaining to procedural knowledge. So, learning procedural knowledge often when you're actually teaching procedural knowledge, for example, typing, riding a bike, maybe not so much riding a bike. Yeah, yes, riding a bike as well. Any type of procedural knowledge, the person internalizes that knowledge or receives the knowledge as declarative knowledge. What is contingent upon elaborations being effective? It being well connected to the content. Okay, there is a tendency for, we don't look at that. Here's a quote from Shunk. People recall stories better when events are presented in the expected order rather than in a non-standard order. That illustrates at least an attribute of a schema, or I should call a script, a schematic script, I believe. Okay, retroactive interference occurs when new verbal associations make remembering prior associations difficult. Again, retroactive interference occurs when new verbal associations make remembering prior associations difficult. Expository organizers are the type of organizers that provide students with knowledge needed to comprehend needed to comprehend a lesson. Proactive interference refers to older associations that make learning newer concepts more challenging. Okay, the utilization of imagery depends on processes that help activate stored memories of parts of images. The other sets organize parts into the proper configuration. What type of organizers introduce new material by drawing analogies with familiar material? Comparative organizers. What type of organizers introduce new material by drawing analogies with familiar material? Comparative organizers. What are the 5 types of learning outcomes? This is important. What are the 5 types of learning outcomes? Intellectual skills, verbal information, cognitive strategies, motor skills, and attitudes. So intellectual skills 1, verbal information 2, cognitive strategies 3, motor skills 4. Or is it intellectual skills, verbal information, cognitive strategies, motor skills, and attitudes? We'll have to look that up. Those with cognitive deficits reflect greater benefit in verbalized speech than private speech. Verbalization is more apt to influence student achievement if it is relevant to the task and fails to interfere with performance. Internal conditions are prerequisite skills and cognitive processing requirements. Alright. I'm done with that. 6:13 minutes and we'll record it.